And welcome one and all to Alfred Skeet Reserve for this, the final of the preliminary rounds in the Australia Cup. The winner, as Tommy Dolman, WA's very own Mr. Football, put it so eloquently in his pre-game article. It is the prospect of a trip over east or the chance to play against an A-League side that is really the carrot dangling at the end of the stick tonight for one of these two sides. The hosts, of course, Armidale, wearing their red and black stripes, will be playing against the visitors, Bayswater City, two of the form teams of the competition, as the two captains do the duties in the middle. Steve Hesketh, the visitors, being asked to call the toss by the head referee today, David Bruce. Kevin Ashwood wearing the armband for the home side. And they will change directions. Armidale will be attacking to the left of screen in the first half. Bayswater to the right. I mentioned the fact that these two sides are in such good form so far. In fact, this Armidale side have only lost once in the last 11. Got off to a slow start this season in the league, losing their first two. And it looked like it might be a tough year for them, but ever since they have only lost two games in all competitions. Two top of the table Red Star and a 1-0 loss here to Inglewood in round 10. Apart from that, they have not been beaten. And they find themselves in 6th position in the league. Bayswater sitting slightly higher in 3rd, but the league is of nobody's concern tonight. It is that potential prospect of an A-League opposition in the next round that the sides will be playing for tonight. Of course, a spot in the WA State Cup final as well, but that's surely secondary to the potential glory of playing in the big stage. And here's a chance early on for Bayswater. Mikeche cuts back in. Looks to square it, deflected behind for a corner. Good start for the visitors. Ndumba Mikeche in fine goal-scoring form. He has 19 on the season. He'll be looking for his 20th tonight. That only in 16 games. Quite a remarkable scoring record. A free kick going to Yusri Garsala in the Armidale net. And he'll exchange a few words with David Bruce. 3 changes to this Armidale side that won on the weekend. Nathan Costello back from suspension. Received what was probably a little bit of a harsh red card against Stirling. Now he returns to the side along with Joel Sanderson and Tarek Adder, who comes off the bench to start. Barr, Perkins and Gallo all take their places on the substitutes bench. Flick around the corner there from Coombson was inventive but didn't find a teammate. On the turn, through ball for Dunlop. One of the inclusions from the Bayswater side that suffered a heavy defeat to Perth Red Star in their top of the table clash on the weekend. Declan Hargraves looks to whip a ball in, and that's blocked by Joel Sanderson. The two number 6s competing early. Both incredibly hard workers. Very much number 6s in the number 6 mould. Sanderson turns that one around the corner. Here's Angel Rivera. Such a silky smooth player, the Armidale number 9. He comes away with the ball, beats 2 or 3 players and still with the ball. Angel Rivera, and then goes to ground and asks for a free kick. That's something you'll see a lot of from him. Doesn't find himself very shy of a few words with the man with the whistle. On any occasion that I've seen him, that ball over the head of Peter Jakobs. One of the best players for Armidale so far this season. He has just the 8 goals, 4 in the league, 4 in the cup, but it's so much more than the goals that the young South African brings to this side. And this is Jason Mirko with the throw down the line. Mikeche looks to flick it on, comes off a black and red shirt. Out for a Bayswater throw. There is Jakobs getting in the way. Winning the ball back for the hosts. Hargraves heads it down for Dunlop. Cleared by Coombson. All the early possession down to the right of screen. Good start for the visitors. They'll want to turn that into goals. Goals are not something they have found hard to find this season. As the ball into the box comes down, an optimistic shout of handball there from one of the Bayswater defenders. Nothing doing, and they'll settle into possession again at the back. 31 goals scored in the league so far for Bayswater this year. As I've mentioned, they are prolific scorers. That's the second best record in the league behind Perth Red Star. Although they can be got at, they're tied for 8th in terms of their defensive record, having conceded 20. I won't include the cup goals into the numbers for Bayswater because then things get really silly. They scored 6 goals in 2 of their games in the lead up to this one. And 10, that's right, double figures against Kingsley in the preliminary round of 16. Ndumba Mikeche scoring 5 on that day. They won't find them so easy to come by tonight, I'm sure. Here's Stephen Hesketh, Bayswater centre half, curling it out for Mirko, who drops it back. And Thomas Southgate's shanked clearance down the line draws a few Bronx cheers. John O'Reilly has mentioned to me previously that all of the league games in the lead up to their Australia Cup fixtures are basically practice matches warming up for this. This is the one they want. This is the one they're taking the most seriously. They are not completely out of it in the league by any stretch of the imagination. 6th place as they turn the ball over here, and Dunlop looks to go the other way, comes inside a couple, and Fraser Dunlop curls a left footer just wide of the left-hand goalpost. And the Armidale fans enjoyed that one. Danger signs though, it was a needless turnover in midfield. And Dunlop did well to get into a shooting position, cut in on the left and wasn't too far away. Certainly Armidale have had the much tougher run. As I mentioned at Bayswater, they've played lower league opposition in all 3 of their lead-ups. The round of 32 against Wanneroo, they won 6-0. I mentioned the Kingsley 10-1 result, and then the Western Knights, they dispatched with the same 6-0 scoreline as they did Wanneroo. A free kick going Armidale's way. A chance for them to get a ball into the box and perhaps get their first scoring opportunity of the night. Armidale, by contrast, have had an easier round of 32 match against Gosnells that they won 3-7. An early scare in that one. They did go a goal behind. But then 2 NPL clashes. Firstly against Perth, they won that 2-1, and then a 2-0 over Inglewood to get them here. Ball into the box on the head of the keeper. Punch was unconvincing. Specker didn't get as much as he would have wanted on that. Back to Nicholas Speck. He's closed down, had to get it away in a hurry, but his pass was good. Found Mikeche. Chested down in midfield and towed on. And just caught there by a stray leg was Jordan Abrams. Lucky to pick up a free kick. He certainly miscontrolled it. Here's Mikeche again. Ball in the box, arriving at the back post is Dunlop. Just quickly enough to keep the ball in the field of play initially, but his back pass to Jason Mirko is wide of the intended target and over the line. Nice crowd gathering down here at Alfred Skeet Reserve on a frisky night. Here's Jakobs driving forward, getting a shot away and too close to the goalkeeper. Cleared down the line, and there's Peter Jakobs again. He gets around the pitch so well across that front three, works really hard, so much more, as I mentioned earlier, than just the goals he brings the winger. And Armidale just winning this arm wrestle at the moment, getting themselves back into this one. Thomas Southgate chests that one down, and Bayswater settle on the ball again. Hargraves back to his full-back and coming deep to pick up the ball here and finding Southgate again. Southgate gets his head up and fizzes it into Abrams. Gordon Smith looking to rumble his way forward, but has his process halted. Poor pass there, another turnover. Here's Hargraves. He wants McKetche. Good ball over the top too. McKetche. Acrobatic, getting a foot up there, can't bring it down. And Yusri Garsala will take his time on this one for Armidale. Everyone can have a breather. Long ball over Rivera. Skimmed nicely with the back header by Southgate. Hargraves. Here's McKetche. McKetche's ball for Dunlop's good. Wider still for Smith. Smith coming inside past one, can't get past the second. Good defensive positioning there from Abdullah Osman. Garsala long onto the head of Angel Rivera. Great header from the big man. A chance for Peter Jakobs to perhaps set his sights on goal again, but an important intervention from the Bayswater defender. Play stops for an injury concern for Southgate. Physio out to treat the Bayswater centre half. He'll have to leave the field of play to receive that treatment. Didn't catch what happened there, something off the ball, and a quick chat with fourth official today, that's Arvind Shanmuganathan. Spec out to get Bayswater restarted eventually. Long stoppage. It's a reasonably fast-paced start to this one, so players will be happy for that breather. Back to battle. Sanderson under pressure there from Smith. Did really well to roll him and turn away from the Bayswater number 6. Missed clearance there from Southgate back on the pitch. Angel Rivera fires from a tight angle. It spills back for another chance and a goal! Armidale take the lead! And it is a huge goal for this club! Will that be the goal that sends them through to the final? And through to the Australia Cup proper rounds. I don't have number 23 on the team sheet. By process of elimination, I believe that might be Sam Mitchison. Or Tarek Atta, in fact. That is my mistake. I was looking at the wrong team sheet there. Usually do one of those a game. Always worse when it's on the goal, but Tarek Atta scores the opener for Armidale. And the hosts lead by a goal to nil. Well, it was the driving run from Angel Rivera past the perhaps still labouring Thomas Southgate. Just slipped at the vital moment, and Angel Rivera fired from a tight angle. It was almost impossible to score from there, but if you just fire it at the keeper and the ricochet goes your way, you give your teammates a chance. That's exactly what happened there. Peter Jakobs couldn't get a touch on it, and then it spilled to Adder. And Tarek Adder, one of the 3 inclusions from the weekend side, has given Armidale a 1-goal lead. How big will that goal be? It's certainly given them a bit of a wind in their sails. So they push further on. A good charging header there from Nathan Costello. Slash forward there from Isaac Coombson. Here's Nathan Costello again, looking for Rivera. A good sew in there from Jelenovic, gets it back from Jakobs, and his strike on goal is scuffed well wide. But a really good period here for the Army as they continue their march in the Australia Cup. And this stunning run of form that they have been on. They have been very hard to score against, something you have to say as well. They have conceded just 1 goal in their last 5. 3-0 win against Perth in round 3, a rescheduled round 3 fixture. 2-1 win over Florey at the scoreless draw against Stirling, which required them to dig it out with 10 men for a good period of that one after Nathan Costello's red card. And then a 2-0 win over Inglewood, a 3-0 win over Sorrento. So if Bayswater are going to get back into this game, it is not going to be easy. This Armidale side, very, very strong defensively. That header from Costello, though, was poor. One of the best attacking teams in the league, and Bayswater now need to break down one of the best defensive teams in the league in Armidale. Certainly in recent weeks anyway. Mekeche can't make that one stick. Retreating and clearing was the skipper, Ashwood. But it will be a Bayswater throw. How can they respond to this setback? Tough to see the action there for me behind all the heads of the fans. It's great to see a big crowd in though, so can't complain too much. Looking like a Armidale possession. Perhaps Nicholas Specker would have wanted to have done better with the initial ricochet. It was hit at him quite ferociously from Angel, who will now pick up a free kick. On this occasion, his prayers to the referee go answered. David Bruce blowing the whistle and awarding the foul. And after the initial deflection, the Bayswater goalkeeper certainly came out quickly, spread himself well, got in the way of a bit of a scuffle, but the ball fell fortuitously for the hosts. And they continue to lead by that 1 goal. Exactly what they wanted, an early goal here in the first half. Ashwood goes direct, perhaps looking to catch the Bayswater shot stopper out. He was expecting it well enough. Again, didn't handle it too convincingly, but mopped it up in the end. That clearance straight out to Dunlop. Jakobs tracking back and winning it back for Armidale. Garsala, his hacked clearance almost found its way to Sanderson. Armidale do pick it up now, but then turn it straight over again. Hargraves' touch was poor, and that allowed a chance. On the break, Jelenovic. Jakobs fainted inside and then went outside, but never took the ball with him. Clipped down the line for Dunlop. Coombson challenges. Chance for Smith to roll it for Mikeche. Here's danger, but Nathan Costello sniffs out the danger and snuffs out the danger. Wonderful tracking run there and a good sliding tackle on the big danger man for Bayswater, number 9, Dumba Mikeche, as I mentioned earlier, looking for his 20th goal of the season. In Bayswater's 17th game of the season, including the Cups. Diagonal looking for Smith. He won't get there in time. It looked like he perhaps just kept it in and got the ricochet off the Armidale defender, but according to the assistant and referee, the ball had already crossed the line. Garsala with the long ball onto the head of Angel Rivera again. He gets asked to do a lot of work in the air for a man who's not the tallest in the league, certainly. Matter comes back out, ricochets again off the Bayswater stopper, back out from the Sanderson effort. Still Atta goes. Sanderson has to turn that one around the corner. Thurston won't catch up to that one. Specker's goal kick. Over the head of everyone. The target was John Steins. Oh. End with a Connor Thurston throw-in. Mikeche, chest down, hung up high in the air by Jordan Abrams, and the whistle blows for an offside. It is becoming quite the defensive record for Armidale. Coming up on 3.5 complete games of football, if you can have half of a complete game, without conceding a single goal. It's around 300 minutes now at least that they've played without conceding. Takes some doing that. Abdullah Osman over the free kick. Not happy with the ball. Spare at the ready. Good opportunity here for the left footer to curl one into that little channel of uncertainty between that defensive line of Bayswater and the goalkeeper. It doesn't get the height required. And a chance now for Bayswater on the break. Had to dive in there to rectify his own error, but did so in a way that David Bruce is not happy with. certainly lunged in with studs showing. Whether or not he caught the player, it's not a way that you're allowed to tackle these days. David Bruce lets him off with just a talking to. Hesketh long down the channel, headed away by Thurston. Back to Thurston, who lobs one up on the head of Jelenovic, towering over and winning the header, but giving away the foul there, the Bayswater man. And perhaps more for the protests than the actual infringement. David Bruce just holds up the game to have a quick chat. Declan Hargraves it was he was having a word to. Another dead ball for Armidale. Perfect start for them. 1-0 lead to the home side, and a little wrestle there on the edge of the 18-yard box, and David Bruce will come over and separate the players. Can't quite make out who that is on the ground. It was Adriano Jelenovic, the Armidale player involved. Didn't seem to be a huge amount in it in terms of getting up off the turf. And indeed, Stephen Hesketh looks he will be okay to continue. David Bruce is going to have a word with Hesketh and Jelenovic. Now, more talking being done here by referee and players. Not a lot of football being played at the moment. David Bruce pointing to his watch, suggesting he'll be adding all of this time back on. Very rarely happens that way. Thurston's ball to the back post. Comes down, and another optimistic shout from someone for handball. Play goes on. Hargraves does really well to cushion that down, and then a late challenge from Angel Rivera. And David Bruce does really well there to just diffuse things, gets between the players before it all kicks off. And now he's asking the players to leave the scene of the crime. Well done, David Bruce, on that occasion. Now wanting to have further words again with the players. John O'Reilly was screaming at his players in the previous stoppage to get their heads in the game. A bit too much arguing and carrying on for his liking. Would just like his players to get on with the game. But now we see further discussions. It is just captain and referee at the moment. Certainly the challenge was a little late, and the free kick was rightfully awarded, and I'd suggest the yellow card as well. He certainly got in there quickly to calm things down, the referee. Hesketh eventually gets us restarted. Not a lot of football in the last 10 minutes. Hopefully we see a bit more here. Thomas Southgate carrying it forward. With diagonal just over the head of Smith. Comes out to the right winger who cuts inside, and that is a very high lofted effort there, well over the bar. By a player happy to be on the far side of the pitch where I didn't catch his number. John Steins it was, cutting in there and blazing that one over. Engels turning through ball cut out by the Bayswater defence, who reload. And Hesketh scuffs that one down the line. Cut out by Osman. Here's Jakobs. Jelenovic, lovely touch there around the corner, looking for Tarek out of the goal scorer. Didn't find his way to him, and Sanderson's got a bit of work to do. Tracking back on Mitchison. Ball in the vicinity of Gordon Smith. And he turns it home despite the protest for offside from the Armidale defence. They continue to ask for the flag. It is not coming. And that is the first goal Armidale have conceded in about 5 hours of football. Linesman gets the thumbs up from the referee. The goal will definitely stand. It is Armidale 1, Bayswater 1. Tarakata goal cancelled out by a Gordon Smith equaliser. Smith's 10th goal of the season, and 3rd in the cup. We are back on terms. It's been a real competitive fixture, this one. Hargraves exchanging words there with Osman.
Good ball.
Here's Smith, outside of the foot pass, in the vicinity of Mikeche. He's going to make things difficult for Costello, but he does well to get it back to Garsala, who clears his lines. Nice turn there at the back by Mitchison. His pass cut out by Armidale. Angel Rivera. Twisting and turning. Slippery customer when he's on the ball, and here's Coombson. Sanderson. Jakobs gets tackled, dispossessed, and Bayswater can go the other way. They are so dangerous on the break with the likes of Smith and Mikeche. And this man, John Steins. Steins will close down the Armidale goalkeeper now. He looks long in the area of Jelenovic. Ball headed down. Sanderson wins it at ground level. Southgate comes out and clears. Bit of head tennis, and it will end at the feet of Nicholas Specker in the Bayswater goal. Specker's clearance is poor. Straight to Adabit. He looks to take on a man and can't do so. That's the hustle back against Smith. Smith looking for Mikeche. Cut out well. Long ball forward. Headed away by Mirko. Now with Coombson. Costello back for Ashwood. Further back for Garsala, who thumps it long. Jakobs nods it down for Sanderson. Costello told to go back to his keeper by his captain. He ignored that advice and turns it over. Hargraves cushions it out for Mitchison. Gets it back. The Bayswater number 6, and the ball inside is a really poor one. Straight to an Armidale shirt. Good positioning, you have to say, by Osman. Jelenovic with Hesketh in his back, who gets the clearance. Armidale 1, Bayswater 1. A spot in the Australia Cup proper beckons for one of these sides. Also for one of the sides up in Sorrento, Tommy Dolman on the call up there for NPL.TV. If you want to watch Sorrento Cockburn. The flag is up on the far side. I think the Bays Armidale man knew it. No argument from Jelenovic. I'd suggest you watch the end of this one and then switch over for the final half hour of Sorrento. Cockburn it is up there. Sprawling, creative header there from Connor Thurston. Draws a round of applause. Garstela connects well with this one. Southgate underneath it, has to wait a while. And that is a very soft free kick.
Come on, Andy!
John O'Reilly just switching his wingers here. The goal scorer coming out to the left and Peter Jakobs going out to the right. Perhaps he's seen something he wants to exploit. Will now be Sam Mitchison's job, I believe, to mark the young number 17, who's proved quite a handful for a lot of experienced defenders in the league so far this year. There's Atta in his newfound position. Finds Jakobs, he rolls it through for Jelenovic. Both wingers involved in the build-up. And the goalkeeper makes a big save. Still a chance. Thumped back in by Sanderson. Takes a deflection. The flag is up for offside. Well, the switch from the coach almost paying immediate dividends. One winger to another and then through for Jelenovic. And the shouts from the Armidale coach there that he wants his players to be onside. I know that's obvious, but it's obviously something he's spoken about already and is becoming a frustration for him in this one. Thank you for joining us wherever you're watching on NPL.TV. I'm Sean Fry calling the action here at Alfred Skeet Reserve. Tommy Dolman up in Sorrento tonight, calling the other preliminary semi-final, I think is the technical term for it. Although it's slightly confusing naming, as this is the final round of the preliminary rounds. Although the winners of the two matches tonight will play off in the WA State Cup final. But the real prize that has them excited tonight is the chance to pit themselves up against potentially an A-League side in the next round, or a nice trip up to sunny Cairns or less sunny Melbourne. I mention Cairns, of course, because Armidale did get knocked out by Cairns their last foray into the latter rounds of the Australia Cup, then the FFA Cup. Garcella will thump this one long onto the head of Jakobs. It skims off the head of Hesketh, who wants a free kick, and Nicholas Specker unable to get to the ball before it crosses the line. Armidale, the corner as they look to retake the lead that Tarek Atta gave them and Gordon Smith took away. Latter stages of the first half. Ball in the box. On the head! there of Nathan Costello, and he thumps it against the crossbar. And up and over, so close to a go-ahead goal for Armidale. Well, it's hard to pick a winner here, both sides giving as good as they're getting. Goal-scoring chances hard to come by. That was one, though, for Nathan Costello as he found himself sandwiched between Bayswater players, but no one providing any direct contact. Unable to keep his header down. It remains Armidale 1, Bayswater 1. McKetche shoved under it by Costello, who wins the header again. Atta back for Coombson. Creative pass, lovely pass from Coombson for Jelenovic. Jokob's just halted his run. A missed clearance there from Mitchison. Just gave Angel Rivera a sniff, and he closed down Nicholas Specker, who cleared. Atta loses out in the air, but Coombson wins it at ground level. Checks it down for Sanderson, who can't get a left foot shot away. Cleared by Mirko. And the whistle blows. John O'Reilly is apoplectic, and I'm inclined to agree with him on that occasion. There was not much there, certainly in terms of a foul. And we'll go Bayswater's way. Southgate on the ball. Costello up. Wins it down, but unconvincingly. McKetche, his pass is cut out. Jokob's back doing those defensive duties. He does so well. Through ball for Rivera is a nice idea, as was the ball from Rivera for Atta, but the execution just wasn't quite there. Southgate under pressure. Armidale swarming now. The press well and truly on. Bayswater puncture that press. And here comes Mirko. McKetche ahead of him. Out to Mitchison. Mitchison comes back. Hargraves. Mirko. Cut out by Atta, who goes straight past Jason Mirko. Wants to get it back from Rivera. It's carried on his run. And Angel Rivera just takes too long on the ball there. Had to release Tarek Atta. And Bayswater will come the other way. Atta does well to track back and halt the run there of Fraser Dunlop. You often see players frustrated that they didn't receive the pass they wanted after a surging run forward like that and drop their heads, but well done to the Armidale goal scorer. He kept his head in the game and tracked back and stopped the Bayswater counter-attack. That ball forward is a dangerous one, a really dangerous one from Declan Hargraves. The flag does go up, but if the player was offside, it wasn't by much. Stein's run only halted by the assistant's decision. This time, the flag doesn't go up, despite Connor Thurston's appeals. Garsala will pick up the ball for Armidale. Well, it's a game that's been played at a good tempo so far. The score, Armidale 1, Bayswater 1. Coombson looking to cut inside when perhaps he didn't have the time. The through ball for Ndumba Meketche to take the lead. Big save from Garsala. Double save from Yusri Garsala. On the follow-up attempt, but Ndumba Meketche holds his head in his hands. That was a huge chance. And his final touch was just too strong. Allowed the Armidale goalkeeper to come out and smother the chance. I believe the rebound was Fraser Dunlop. I'm not 100% on that. but the follow-up hit well, but straight at the goalkeeper. The second save, probably not as impressive as the first, but you've still got to make them. Here's a chance now on the resultant counter-attack from the Bayswater corner. Tarek Adder is streaming forward at the back post. Again, he won't be found. And again, Armidale turn the ball over, and Tarek Adder is just being ignored by his teammates. He's already scored the only goal so far for Armidale. That ball in just over the head of the charging Angel Rivera. But twice now that Tarek Adder has made a really good, dangerous run forward. And Rivera the first time, and I think it was Jacobs on the second. Failing to produce the pass. Here's a chance for Jelenovic, although the pass is overhit. Hesketh opts for discretion. Makes the easy way out to the touchline. Again, Armidale turn it over, and that will be a foul and quite possibly a booking, as Gordon Smith was brought down on a breakaway. The card indeed is out for Abdullah Osman. Can't have too many complaints. A yellow card that you would probably accept as a player or a coach. With scores tied in such an important match, it feels like a cup final. The stakes are high. Hesketh restarts. Chance for Armidale now. Angel Rivera, the only man ahead of the ball. Keeper momentarily with his heart in his mouth. Slightly off his line. Invited the effort there from the Armidale player. Ball cleared down the line. Coombson will retrieve it. Ball goes through everyone there. Miyako clips it back down the line. Southgate has to hang under it for a while. Adder wins the rebound, a bit of head tennis, and finally brought down for Miyako. Hargraves for Dunlop. Quick touch there, away from Tarek Adder. And Mikeche can run with it. Dumba Mikeche's ball into the box. Picked up by Smith, back to Mikeche. I believe, I can't really see there, but it is a corner for Armidale. Bayswater, rather. Told you I can't see. Will be a late Bayswater corner. They look to take the lead for the first time tonight. Bit of a scramble. Can they force it over the line? They can't. Kevin Ashwood screaming at his defensive unit. Garsela comes out, gets a punch away. Back from Mikeche, takes a touch. Looks to go back onto his left, loses out, and here come Armidale. Thurston looking for Angel, but Mitchinson comes out and takes over for Bayswater. Smith looked to cut inside, couldn't do so. Bayswater throw. There is the final whistle of the first half from referee David Bruce. It's been a thoroughly entertaining opening 45 minutes. And we end level. An opening Tarracata goal after a driving run from Angel Rivera produced a save from Specco, and the resultant rebound and scuffle, Tarracata pounced and fired home for Armadale's opener. Cancelled out sometime later by Gordon Smith, equaliser for Bayswater, which leaves us at half-time with the score. Armadale 1, Bayswater City 1. We'll be back with more after the half-time break. See you then. And welcome back to Alfred Skeet Reserve for this preliminary semi-final in the Australia Cup. The winner going through to potentially face an A-League side or a side from another state. Make a nice road trip, although in Australia it's not so much a road trip. You'd probably take the plane over to the eastern states. As far as the score tonight goes, it is the home side 1, the visitors 1, Armidale, Bayswater City. Bayswater getting us kicked off in their fluoro yellow shirt. And Dumba Mikeche spreading the ball and spreading it poorly there. Coombson equally poor on the clearance but recovers well. Armidale eventually come away with it. Scrappy start of the second half. Ball dinked over for Sanderson, who controls well and then lofts the ball over the top to no one in particular. Disjointed opening minute. But it was a first half played at high intensity. No one taking a backward step. Certainly Declan Hargraves doesn't take backward steps. That was him clearing the ball out off his chest there. And Delay Osmond looks to flick it around the corner for Armidale. Ricochets out to the top of the box and Rivera loses out. Mikeche, the highest man up for Bayswater, will look to get on the end of this one if the ball can be provided to him. It'll come in now, but well over his head. Out for Steins, who volleys at first time. And Gordon Smith, Bayswater's first half goal scorer, whiffed on his attempt. Jelenovic up against Mitchinson, who pressures well, and a whistle blows, and Armidale will take the resultant free kick through an infringement close to the centre of the park, judging by where David Bruce is gesturing. Yusri Garsalar will take the ball for Armidale. Scoreless up at Sorrento Cockburn, last I checked. We'll keep you up to date with that score as well. Tommy Dolman is on the call up there. I'm Sean Fry. I'll call the rest of this second half for you. In fact, we do have a goal up at Sorrento, and it's gone the way of Cockburn City. A side struggling in the league, but in the games against the big sides this season, they've played well. And in the biggest game of their season, they have the lead against Sorrento. It'll be a huge result for the Cockerels if they can get over the line there. Nicholas Specker thumps it long and high, and Mikeche nudged under it by Nathan Costello. Hargraves to mop up for Bayswater. Back to his skipper in Hesketh. His crossfield ball cut out by Coombson. Bayswater ball right at midfield. Well, Tarakata scored the opener in the first half for Armidale, but it was a good surging run from the Armidale number 9, Angel Andres Rivera. And a speculative effort from a tight angle that ricocheted back off the goalkeeper, and from the ensuing chaos, Tarakata pounced and stroked it home before Gordon Smith, midway through the first half, set us back as we were. Scores level 1-1. Bayswater looking for the go-ahead goal here. Headed away at the near post. It was Ashwood initially, and then Coombson clears. Bayswater throw. That goal that Gordon Smith scored in the first half, I mentioned at the time, was the first goal Armidale have conceded in some 5 hours of football. First goal of any variety. They have been dogged defensively and were looking for their 4th clean sheet on the bounce. Not to be. some protestations about the offside flag that the Armidale defenders believed should have been raised, but I usually find in those situations, when it's defenders arguing with linesmen, the linesman is usually correct. Not always, of course. And very difficult to see from my angle on halfway, one way or the other. Looked a good goal to me, though, if I had to put my stall out. Rivera turns it around the corner. Sprawling header, and David Bruce has been giving these soft free kicks all night, so at least the consistency is there. Slightly raised foot. Short player, making himself even shorter though. Speckers. A long kick is straight to his opposing number. Well, his opposing goalkeeper anyway. The numbers are slightly different. Yusri Garsala, one of the rare goalkeepers around the world, one of the rare first choice goalkeepers around the world anyway, that doesn't wear the number 1. He wears the number 72. No idea why, don't ask me. Coombson. All the way through for Specker. So Tarracatter's third goal of the season, cancelled out by Gordon Smith's 10th goal of the season. And Dumba Mikeche continues his wait for number 20, the highest scoring player on the park by some distance this year. Had a huge chance though, put through 1-on-1 in the first half with the scores level to give the visitors the lead. His last touch just a little heavy, invited Yusri Garsala forward, who saved again on the follow-up as well. Important double save late in the first half to keep matters even. Here's Abdullahi Osman. Looking forward there for Tarracata, who was looking for that one. On this occasion, David Bruce not interested. Went to ground a little too easily, in my opinion there, the goal scorer. If we're looking for impact subs, Armidale with Kevin Gallo, Gordon Perkins, Cherno Barr, Shaden Pasalakwa and Alex Fisher on the pine tonight. Gordon Perkins. Oh, a chance here for Bayswater. Produced a smart save from Garsala. Whipped in by Mitchelson. Back out to Smith. He can't take it with him, and Sanderson can look to go the other way for Armidale. Here's Angel Rivera up against Thomas Southgate. Good tackle from the Bayswater centre half. I was just going to say before, Gordon Perkins, if you're looking for someone to come on and deliver something remarkable, he scored one of the goals of the season down to our left earlier this year. That scorpion kick that went viral around Australian football. Chance here for Steins. Out and then in. Still with the ball and then stumbling forward and drawing the foul, Connor Thurston. It was some goal, that one. Gordon Perkins all the way back in round 4 against Balcatta. And their 6-0 win. The game that really set them on their good run of form. Opening 2 games of the season, both losses, including a 5-1 defeat away at Sorrento. It looked like Armidale were perhaps going to have a tough year, but since then that'll be a foul for Angel Rivera. Surely no, not on this occasion. Perhaps a man whose reputation precedes him. It looked a foul to me, but he's certainly a player that asks for a free kick at every opportunity and doesn't always need the heaviest of touches to go down. Here's Peter Jakobs. His clip into the back post. Looked to be cut back. Cleared. Initially, at least. Here's Rivera again. Jakobs up at the back post. His header deflects off the Bayswater player. It'll be a corner. I think the linesman might have made the wrong call there. The referee doing the right thing and overruling. Obviously had a better view of the incident. It certainly was the Armidale man winning the header, but the deflection off the Bayswater defender results in an Armidale corner. Will set the home fans into raptures if this ball can find its way into the red and black nets. Beautiful evening down here at Alfred Skeet Reserve. A nice frosty 12 to 13 degrees. Crossing on the head of Specker, unconvincing with the punch, and I think it's Peter Jakobs with the header, and Armidale retake the lead. And the home fans rejoice. I will get confirmation of that goal scorer. I believe it was the young man, Peter Jakobs, who rose highest. It was a really unconvincing clearance from Specker, and if he would have wanted to have done better with the first goal, he certainly will have wanted to have done better with that one. Armidale lead by 2-1. Huge goal for the home side to book their place in the State Cup final and potentially a trip over east or down south. Not really down south if we're talking about South Australia, I suppose, from Perth. Any interstate trip they head on will be due east in some way or another. What a goal that is. Still Cockburn leading 1-0 up at Sorrento. Half-time there. In that one, you can stick with us here till the end of this one and then hop over and catch the final half an hour up there on NPL.tv. Tommy Dolman up there calling the action there. I'm Sean Fry. Thank you for joining me. It's been a thoroughly entertaining match, this one. It always is down here at Alfred Skeet Reserve. But as things stand, Peter Jakobs' 9th goal of the season has the home side in a commanding position. We'll have a brief break in the action here. We have a player requiring treatment and perhaps requiring a substitution, just asking if the substitution is ready. So I think it will be a change. In fact, it definitely will be, because Kevin Ashwood has removed the armband. He'll be replaced by Shaden Pasalakwa. Not moving too freely as he came off the Armidale captain. So hopefully nothing too serious, but his night is over. The armband passes to his partner in crime, Nathan Costello. foul picked out for Bayswater. Hargraves takes it quickly over to Southgate. I mentioned Armidale's impressive defensive record in recent months. Even a one-goal lead feels like a mountain to climb. Bayswater starting out to climb that mountain. Hesketh towering over Angel Rivera. Back from Mitchinson. John O'Reilly just calling out there to get on the touch of the Bayswater left back. I did mention earlier in the first half when he switched Peter Jakobs over to the right wing, perhaps in anticipation of that matchup. We know he presses with great energy. There he is trying to close down Mitchinson. Mitchinson gets it away just in time. But Thurston just about wins it back for a moment for Armidale. Now he has to get on Steins, who's ball forward for Costello, rather cut out by Costello. Armidale fans in good voice with the one-goal lead. Chance for Smith to equalise for a second time tonight. Can't keep that one down. David Bruce just gesturing for the goal kick to be taken a little quicker. It's never too early to start running down the clock in a game of this magnitude. Garsalar with the long ball up the middle. Atta forced underneath it. And it's taken away by Mirko. Oh, too easy there to find a bit of space and find a shot. The deflection takes it over. Bayswater corner. Corner clipped in. Headed back down in the area of Mikeche. He couldn't get a touch on it. He's been kept quiet today in Dumba Mikeche, apart from that huge chance near the end of the first half. Angel Rivera has Sanderson streaming ahead of him. Joel Sanderson, the big Armidale number 6, rumbles forward. Left foot shot saved well by Nicholas Specker. Armidale looking to book their spot in the final and in the Australia Cup round of 32. Sanderson! Just wide. The Armidale number 6 providing something of a goal threat in this second half. Perhaps surprisingly. Armidale looking to equal their 2018 feat. Well, they went on to play against Cairns Football Club. Got a harsh, potentially harsh red card. Jared Gillette, the referee on that occasion, famous Australian referee. They went on to lose that one by 4-0. They'd love a chance to rectify that record. Bayswater City, tonight's visitors, have a bit of history in the round of 32 of their own. In 2 appearances. Back in 2014 they lost by 2-0 against Melbourne Victory. The Victory making the long trip across the country on that occasion. Before 2019 they played Brisbane Olympic in Brisbane and lost that one as well by 5-2. So one of these sides will get a chance to get their first win at that stage of the competition. They have a second half here to navigate first, and Bayswater with a chance perhaps to find the equaliser. Good goalkeeping from Yusri Garsala. Quick off his line. Spotted the danger of the Ndumba Mkeche run. Swept out to clear that danger. Cross blocked, Bayswater throw in an attacking position. Mkeche. Hargraves. Opted to try and loft one in. Southgate striding forward. Strikes well. Just wide. And it will be a double change now for Bayswater City. Jordan Abrams will make way. Konstantinos Sparta will take his place. A bit of a dead ball specialist, the Bayswater number 28. So if there is a free kick in a dangerous area, expect him to be involved. And Zaid Farah will join him on the field. John Steins being replaced there. Can the substitutes have an impact for the visitors? Thumping that one forward, Costello. Jelenovic and Jakobs interested, headed away. The Bayswater defence, and it'll be another Armidale corner. Scored from the last to take the lead. Can they double it here? Again, the referee gives Armidale the hurry up. Another good ball in, cleared off the line perhaps. Just about kept out from the Bayswater defence. And it will be a goal kick. Pressure relieved for the visitors. A sigh of relief. They're still in this one. Just the one goal deficit. Armidale 2, Bayswater 1. Mkeche. Mkeche versus Coombson. The former wins out. Jakobs getting back doing his defensive duties as well. Jelenovic just sits and waits, and Hargraves takes it out. Falling to ground there, Gordon Smith asking for a foul. Nothing doing there in the eyes of David Bruce. Play goes on. Hesketh. Mitchinson. Good ball from Mitchinson for Sparta. Sparta squares, but straight to an Armidale player and cleared. Mitchinson with the quick throw. Sparta for Farah, one substitute to another. Farah skips by one and back for Hargraves. His ball is teasing. And a foul picked out, I believe, on Gordon Smith in the challenge. Good ball there from Declan Hargraves. Farah and Sparta linking up nicely there, the fresh legs. Have Armidale got some options off the bench as well. Sparta again. Skips around Thurstons, runs away from Jacobs, but can't get past Joel Sanderson. The big Armidale number 6 does his job, defensively at least, when surrenders possession rather easily. Hesketh into the feet of McKetchay. Strong and agile, but can't get past Connor Thurston. Every tackle drawing a response from the crowd at the moment. And we will have a response from John O'Reilly, the Armidale coach. And it will be the man I mentioned earlier, with an eye for the mercurial Gordon Perkins. An extremely talented youngster. And quite the fan favourite, receives a warm reception. Here comes Gordon Perkins. What can he add to the mix tonight? We're into the final 20 minutes here at Alfred Skeet Reserve. As things stand, Armidale booking themselves a place in the Australia Cup round of 32 and the WA State Cup final. Two sides tonight will go through and represent WA in that competition. One of them will be decided here. The other one will be decided up in Sorrento, where they are into the second half. And the score remains Sorrento 0, Cockburn City 1. You'd have to say that this is a big upset. And a huge result on the cards for Cockburn City. Here's Sparta looking to tie things up for Bayswater. Goes past Thurstons, gets a left-footed cross in. It's a good one. And contact on the goalkeeper usually draws a referee's whistle. And when you're a goal up in an important game, quite often draws a bit of this kind of action. Again, the referee points to his watch to indicate time will be added on. Garsela has remained down. I don't want to be overly cynical, but because perhaps he has picked up a knock in that collision, or more likely in the fall. Appears to be holding his shoulder. The physio is out. Expect a fair chunk of added time. David Bruce has gestured on a couple of occasions to Armidale to speed things up, trying to eliminate any form of time wasting. This is not particularly, or not necessarily, a play from that playbook. And of course we do hope that the Armidale goalkeeper will be okay, but it is always suspicious at this stage of a game when your team is in the lead. And it does look like the Armidale stopper will be okay to continue. I'll remain sceptical on the extent of that injury. One down well by the score of the opener, Tarakata. Free kick Bayswater's way. Looking to book their ticket for the third time in the Australia Cup round of 32. They have an Armidale side to overcome here. They have a 2-1 deficit to overcome as well. Given to them by a Armidale corner, I believed was headed in by Peter Jacobs for his 9th goal of the season. Scored a hat-trick in their earlier fixture against Gosnells in this competition. Atta thought about the first time, came back. Good cross! And not a clean header from Angel Rivera. Pops up into the grateful hands of Nicholas Specker. Sparta. Hargraves. All the way out to the right. Bayswater go, but they run into Tarakata, who comes away with the ball and draws a foul. That was smart from the Armidale number 23, and it will be a second yellow card. And if Bayswater had a mountain to climb before the sending off, things are now even more difficult. Jason Mirko takes his second yellow card. It was a really clever run there from Tarakata. Just stepped across him and knew he'd probably draw the foul. And it's really on the Bayswater number 10 there to get out of the way, knowing that he's on a booking. And a chance here to ice it for Angel Rivera. Good save from Specker. Jacobs won't get there first. Cleared for another Armidale set piece. Is a throw in or a corner? I can't see from here. I believe it will be a throw. Good save. And a chance for a counter-attack. A little shove in the back there. Ignored by the referee. And now Armidale just playing around with that lovely bit of passing interplay out from the back. And John O'Reilly turns around and applauds the fans and applauds that. And here's a chance for Gordon Perkins to perhaps put this one to bed. Just couldn't get there, Sanderson. The wind well and truly in the Armidale sails now. Osman. Jacobs did well. Atta perhaps looking for his second. Feints one way, then the other. Still Tarakata. They're having fun with it at the moment, Armidale. Coombson. His cross in, headed away. And what can Dumba Mikeche do? He's got Nathan Costello ahead of him. He has got Costas Sparta tearing down the left wing. He comes back inside for Mitchinson, who now looks forward for Sparta. Sparta comes inside, runs into Sanderson, does well to hold on to it. Mitchinson. Back for Hargraves. He fizzes it into Sparta. Smith's volley is again miscued. Armidale forced to clear. A good spell here for Bayswater. Their hunt for an equaliser. Sparta shoved to ground, and unnecessary foul there from Connor Thurston. Gives Bayswater a set piece. Out near the left corner flag. Declan Hargraves will head over to take it. Hesketh makes his way forward. Southgate likewise. The big bodies in the box to join Mikeche and co. Hargraves ball in, taken too early before the referee had blown his whistle. Just Gordon Perkins up for Armidale. Zaid Farah back to marshal him. Hargraves ball into the front post. Flicked on and flicked over. Armidale deal with the danger. A 1-goal lead and a 1-man advantage for the home side. Yusri Garsala will chew up the seconds here over this goal kick. Along over the head of Angel Rivera. Abdullah Osman looks to kill one into the path of Jakobs, whose goal currently decides this one. Hargraves fouls the Armidale striker. He will get up and dust himself off and probably take the resultant free kick. Close enough that he'll fancy himself. Or perhaps Abdullah Osman. He went close against Sterling from a similar position, ricocheted one off the crossbar. Certainly has the ability to at least work Nicholas Specker. It will be Angel. A good strike curling away. It looked like the goalkeeper always had it covered. Time now becoming the enemy of the visitors. Ball looking for Sparta, cut out by Thurston. His crossfield ball gave Coombson something to chase, and he did really well, the Armidale fullback. Went over there in one possession with numbers against him. Hargrave looks to curl one down the line, does well to get it in the vicinity of Mikeche. And there's Zaid Farah, twisting and turning, perhaps having a little too much fun with it. Mikeche flicks it on. A real chance for Bayswater, but Joel Sanderson, as he does so often, gets back there to mop up the danger. Good awareness. Good positioning. Good football from the Armidale number 6. Heading towards the final 5 minutes of regular time. I would expect another 4 or 5 of stoppage time as well. David Bruce has made the gesture to his watch on a number of occasions in this second half, and we do have a couple of minutes at least to add on for the Yusri Garsala potential injury. Southgate. Just clips one forward, an aimless ball. Armidale take it away. Turn it over and get it back. Angel Rivera with the pace. He's brought down, and it will be a penalty for Armidale. You certainly wouldn't say it was a clear goal-scoring opportunity. So the colour of the card is yellow, but that's not the thing that matters the most. It will be a penalty for Armidale to double their lead and book their spot, surely, in the Australia Cup round of 32. And if Angel Andres Rivera can find the back of the net, the Roar will tell you the story. Angel steps up. And puts Armidale Armadale through. Armadale 3, Bayswater City 1. The Army marches on. Well, that surely is that. It's a 2-goal lead now. They have the one-man advantage. And John O'Reilly wants a little bit more from his supporters. A huge night for Armadale there. Second foray into the latter stages of the Australia Cup. A chance to put the Demons of Cairns to bed. But still some work to do here tonight. There will be a decent chunk of stoppage time, but having to battle on with 10 men, it's going to be very, very tough. This would be a good start. McKetchay gets a little far advanced of the near post and is unable to turn that back on goal. Angel asked how he's doing by his gaffer. I think he wishes to remain on the park for the remainder of this one. He has drawn the penalty and scored the penalty that looks to have put Armadale through, or at least eased the nerves of the home faithful after Peter Jakobs gave them the lead earlier in the second half rather. Tarek Atta opened the scoring in the first. Gordon Smith cancelled that one out. But it has been Armadale's second half. The board will go up shortly from Arvin Shanmuganathan. I thought it would be for the required minutes of stoppage time, although here goes Thurston. Struck wide by Gordon Perkins, and play will stop for a substitution. It will not be the stoppage time minutes. They will be coming shortly. Jack Allen will be coming on for Bayswater. Not a great situation to be coming on in. A man down and 2 goals down, heading towards the final couple of minutes of regulation time. They need something and they need it quickly, Bayswater. Stranger things have happened in football. It looks a long, long shot from here. Armadale continue their fine run of form. If they avoid defeat here, which it looks like they surely will, it will be 1 loss in 12 in all competitions. They miss out on their 4th clean sheet in a row. That will matter very little. The result here is all that matters. Here's Sparta looking to perhaps give Bayswater life. That ball into the box is a teasing one, but with no runners getting onto the end of it. Garsala will clutch it to his chest. Armadale preparing a double sub and looking for their 4th. Just wide from Angel. Kevin Gallo and Cherno Bar will be joining us shortly as Bayswater look to play their way out through an Armadale team that continue to press. McKetchay's ball forward. Handled pretty well by Dunlop. Dunlop again, almost getting on the end of it. Cleared only as far as McKetchay. McKetchay just decides to have a hit. It ricochets fortuitously for Bayswater. It comes in for Gordon Smith, who volleys over. And it will be the penalty scorer, Angel Rivera, to make way for Kevin Gallo. And he'll get a good reception on his way off. He's toiled hard, he's toiled well, had a big part in the first goal. And then went on to score the third from the spot. Connor Thurston, the other player making way for Cherno Bar. And another sub will be required, but there are none left. So Isaac Coombson will have to stay on, or I think it was Abdullah Osman who was gesturing that he wanted to come off. He will have to stay on. Ball over the top, looking for McKetchay. Osman clips that one over the top. Cleared by Specker. Armadale looking comfortable as we head into stoppage time. There will be a few minutes left, but it's not looking like enough. Certainly for a Bayswater side that are not looking too threatening, in truth. McKetchay flicks his header on. And good communication there between defender and goalkeeper. Shaden Pasalakwa just nodding it back for Yusri Garsala to mop up, and Armadale just looking to soak up something that Peter Jacobs does so well, not just creating danger and scoring goals. He holds up the ball so well, and that was a little bit sloppy, a needless turnover. Playing it out from the back, and Cherno Bar in the end gave away the free kick. If Bayswater want a lifeline, you would think this has to be it. One chance to perhaps put the cat amongst the pigeons. Headed away. Mitchinson can't get it back in. Back for Hargraves, who has to go further back. And that draws a roar from the Armadale crowd. Costello won it in the air. Osman, a hint of an offside position that he was coming back from, but he rolls it through for Perkins, gets there first, rolls it into the back of the net. And you can put a fork in this one because it's done. Gordon Perkins comes off the bench and ices it for Armadale. A huge result and what's becoming a huge scoreline. Well, the good ball through for him as Bayswater continue to throw numbers forward. And in the week after Armadale's 50th birthday celebrations, they win 3-0 on the weekend, the day of their anniversary. and then book their spot in the Australia Cup rounds proper. And here's Gordon Perkins looking for more. Armidale fans saying they want 5. Gordon Perkins wants to fill his boots. It will be an Armidale corner. Well, what a performance it's been from the home side, particularly in this second half. Fully deserving of this win that is now confirmed by the whistle of David Bruce. Tarracata set them on their way in the first half after a driving Angel Rivera run, before a Gordon Smith equaliser sent us in level at the half. A poorly dealt with corner from Bayswater's perspective made it 2-1 to Armidale with a Peter Jacobs header, before Angel Rivera drew and scored a penalty, and Gordon Perkins put the icing on the Armidale cake. Armidale march on. You can head over to watch the final stages of Sorrento Cockburn, but for here at Alfred Skeet, the final score, Armidale 4, Bayswater City 1.
tell me how big it all wanted, mate. No.